Hi, my name is Martin Fon, and in these series of videos, we're going to be discussing vStor, which is the backup repository for DPX, and also known as the heart of the DPX enterprise. Now, with vStor, you're going to be able to deploy a storage and compute agnostic backup destination for DPX, which will adhere to your 3-2-1 backup strategies. Now, if you're not already familiar with block level backups, check out my whiteboarding session from the link in the comments below regarding the benefits of block level backups. But just to give you a brief introduction, block level backups imply that every backup is only protecting the changed blocks of data. So in essence, all that is being sent over the wire and stored on the backup destination is the base backup plus the changed blocks of data. So in this example here, I have a backup client which exists in a certain state at 9 a.m. The very first backup that I perform is going to be a base backup. So it's going to transfer over all the allocated blocks and then store those blocks of data as a snapshot image on our secondary storage device, which can either be a vStor, a NetApp, or an open storage server. Now at 10 a.m., the blocks of data in orange have changed, so I'm going to perform an incremental backup, only transferring over those changed blocks of data, but at the same time creating a recovery point snapshot on my secondary storage server for that full image. And at 11 a.m., the blocks in green have changed, and I'm just going to be transferring over those green blocks of data while storing that recovery point image as a virtual full snapshot on my secondary storage system. So this backup strategy is also referred to as a block level incremental forever strategy, where it's assumed that you'll never have to run another base backup, but you're still getting virtual full recovery point snapshot images with each backup that you run. This, of course, requires a backup destination that's capable of storing these images and allowing access to them from a recovery point perspective. And Catalogic software supports multiple backup targets, which ultimately evolved to our vStor server, which is our software-defined storage destination that we can use as a backup target, and so much more. DPX supports three backup destinations: NetApp, Open Storage Server, also known as OSS, and vStor. And where it all began was with NetApp, who had developed storage appliances and the technology to migrate data between storage appliances like SnapVault and SnapMirror, both of which follow a block level incremental transfer strategy. NetApp even extended this to open system servers like Windows and Linux machines and Unix machines, and even developed their own OSSV agent or Open System SnapVault agent to perform this block level incremental transfer of data. Catalogic software, which was then SyncSort at the time, partnered with NetApp in developing the next generation OSSV agent, which was capable of much more than just backup and restore, but we could also mount those snapshot images created on the NetApp destination through instant access restore, or use them to create virtual machines on the fly, or use them for bare metal recovery of servers. And this solution came to be known as the NSB solution, or the NetApp SyncSort Integrated Backup solution. NSB can manage both NetApp's OSSV agent as well as their own advanced recovery agent, and NetApp was the sole backup destination that we can use as a target for these block level incremental backups. We use the SnapVault protocol to perform this incremental transfer of data, and for disaster recovery purposes, users were able to replicate that data between NetApp appliances using SnapMirror and archive snapshots through NEMP backups to tape or cloud for a complete disk to tape or disk to cloud data protection solution, which follows the backup 3-2-1 strategy. This was all well and good, but keep in mind that users that didn't have NetApp storage were not able to run block level incremental forever backups using DPX. So in 2014, with DPX version 4.3, Catalogic introduced the Open Storage Server as a backup destination for those users who did not have NetApp or the required NetApp licenses within their environment to use as a backup target. The Open Storage Server was essentially a Windows machine with the DPX OSS component installed on top of it, But the main advantage was that it was storage agnostic and could be backended by any block storage device. So you would back up to a drive letter like the E drive, and that is where your snapshots would be stored on the NTFS file system. There were other changes occurring around this time as well. It was at this time that we also introduced support for agentless block level incremental backups for VMware and made use of VADP, or VMware's API for data protection. Another major change for NetApp was that they had deprecated their OSSV agent and redeveloped their operating system from ONTAP 7 mode to clustered data ONTAP, or CDOT. Along with those changes came a new API, the NetApp Open Systems Backup, or NOSB API, which made DPX become the de facto option for those users who were reliant on NetApp's OSSV technology and still wanted to perform block level incremental backups. But the underlying code changes necessary to support this new backup API were abstracted, and the overall DPX experience for the end user didn't change. Users were still able to define backups and restores just as they had been doing, and also perform their disk to tape / cloud backup strategy through a secondary NDMP backup. One nice feature that was developed and exclusive to OSS was DPX Archive, and I linked another video that I did a while back showcasing this functionality. But this allows a disk to tape or disk to cloud backup strategy without needing to run a two-step backup or restore. With DPX Archive, DPX was able to catalog the backup data in either location and restore from the location that was available and possessed a snapshot, meaning that if the open storage server was not available or the snapshot had already expired from the OSS disk, DPX would automatically attempt to restore the necessary data from the archive tape or cloud location. But even with the additional ease that became available with the introduction of DPX Archive, OSS was still limited in terms of functionality that was already native to NetApp, like replication, deduplication, compression. And due to the Windows platform and file system on which OSS was running, it was not capable of scaling to the growth demanded by most modern enterprises at the time. And this is where vStor comes along. vStor is our software-defined storage appliance that we can use as a backup target for our block level backups. It runs on a Linux machine and is built on top of a ZFS file system that's capable of storage pools, snapshotting, replication, deduplication, compression, encryption, RAID redundancy, etc. We've also packed it with all the necessary storage protocols for file, block, and object storage. And we make use of all these storage protocols when performing backups and restores. For example, when we map a LUN to present a snapshot image to one of your backup clients, or when we present a new NFS data store to VMware when doing an instant virtualization restore. If you're looking at a disk to cloud archive strategy, you can test the waters with the MinIO S3 gateway software that comes packaged with vStor and much more. vStor also has built-in DPX archive functionality, which we've carried over from OSS and supports a new hypervisor, Microsoft Hyper-V, for your agentless data protection needs. vStor can be deployed on a physical or virtual machine, and we even offer a VM template for deploying vStor on VMware or as a Microsoft Hyper-V VM. You're not limited by the number of vStor appliances that you can deploy, so if you have a site designated as headquarters and other satellite sites, you can easily implement a scalable disaster recovery solution and deploy vStor at those locations for local backup and restore capabilities. Best of all, it comes with a web interface that will allow you to intuitively manage your storage like a software-defined storage area network. And in the next few videos, I'll be showing you how you can navigate around the vStor interface and take advantage of some of these great features. I hope that you found this video helpful in understanding our evolution to vStor, and I hope that's motivated you to consider migrating your open storage server to vStor, or perhaps you're looking to repurpose your NetApp secondary storage for other primary storage use cases. If this is the case, please give us a call and we can definitely help you in planning your move to vStor if you're interested in doing so. So stay tuned for some more videos on vStor in which I'll take you through the UI, and if you like the video, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for other videos like this, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.